Hello friends, today I am discussing about the Chinese system of medicine. Chinese system of medicine, you can say like Ayurveda, is one of the oldest systems in India. Chinese system of medicine is also considered to be of the similar age only. And in China, it has been a practice that generally the emperors only used to practice the system of medicine or giving treatments was the right of the emperors only. We know it is a very stabilized and well-known system of medicine which is accepted worldwide. Others will understand the basic concept of this Chinese system of medicine today. So, the first herbal classic written in China was published in the Qin dynasty called the Agricultural Emperor's Materia Medica. The first plants discovered and used were usually for the digestive system disorders, and slowly as more herbs were discovered, the herbs became more useful for an increasing number of ailments, and eventually the herbal tonics were created. Traditional Chinese medicine is based on the principle of yin and yang theory. It is the most important theory of this system of medicine. It is similar to the sympathetic and the parasympathetic system in our body. As we studied in anatomy, that the sympathetic system increases the heart rate as well as increases the blood pressure. Same with parasympathetic system, it reduces the heart rate and the blood pressure. So here, yin and yang, they are the opposites and work in a collaboration to create balance in the nature. It also in the human. So yang, it represents the force of light and yin represents the force of darkness. It underlies everything in creation. It brings about the development of parenthood. It is the root and source of life and death, and it is found with temples of gods. In order to treat and cure diseases, one must search for their origins. So, if we look at the properties of yin and yang, if yin is negative and yang is the positive. If yin is moon, yang is the sign. If yin is earth, yang is the heaven. If yin is the passive, yang is the aggressive. So basically in this picture, in the black portion, all are the properties of the yin, and white portion, all are the properties of the yang. Both are each other opposite properties. So these are two things, two opposites, which are both of them are required in the body. Sun is also required, moon is also required. Temperature has to be hot at times, temperature has to be cool at times. You have to have a maintained temperature. Okay. So everything has to work in a balance for a healthy working of the body. So here few more examples like Chinese system says that heaven was created by the concentration of yang and the earth by the concentration of yin. Yang stands for peace and serenity, while yin stands for confusion and turmoil. While yang stands for destruction, in that case, yin stands for conservation. Yang brings about disintegration, while yin gives shape to things. Water is an embodiment of yin, and fire is an embodiment of the yang. It is the important questions in herbal drug technology for MCQ or any other sort type of question. What is an embodiment of yin and what is the embodiment of yang? Okay. So now we come to the other concept of Chinese system of medicine, how they have analyzed or how given the concept of philosophy of Chinese system. So it is said that there are four seasons. The nature has four seasons. We know there are four seasons and there are five elements which are similar to the Ayurveda. However, here the name is slightly different. Here we have fire, water, and air. But earth it does not have the ether. Instead, earth is divided into metal and wood. If I can correlate it, metal is inorganic while wood is organic. So together this is earth, fire, water and air. So these five elements together they constitute the entire universe, and all the individuals present here they store up the power of creation. They store up all these five elements and they have created different individuals. Those individuals have the nature of cold, which is related to cold which is related to metal, heat which is related to fire, dryness which is related to air, moisture which is related to water, and wind which is related to wood. So they have correlated. Then man has five viscera in which these five climates are transformed into joy, anger, sympathy, grief, and fear. The emotions of joy and anger are injurious to the spirit, just as cold and heat are injurious to the body. So, generally, the Chinese system says that if violent anger depletes yin, violent joy depletes yang. So they get depleted in the increase of yin or yang. These are the emotional angles. If we talk about the physical angles, also if yang is stronger, the body is hot, the pores are closed, people begin to faint, they become boisterous and coarse and do not perspire. They become feverish and their mouths are dry and sore, their stomachs feel tight and they die of constipation. When yang is stronger, people can endure winter but not summer. Him, if yin is stronger, the person is more cold, he will stay coughing and he will start shivering, and in that case he have to give certain yang property of substances. So the treatment here has to be given where we have the opposite nature of the yin or yang. If it is hot property, we have to give a cold or substance or the cold foods. In terms of, if we talk about, if a person is having a lot of yang, then he has to be given bananas or cucumbers. If he is having even more heat is getting produced, then he has to be given apples or eggplant. If the person is having more of yin, then he has to be given warm foods like the bell pepper and the cherries. The treatment either be like you can give pungent herbs to induce perspiration and promote circulation, and you can give sour herbs which helps the functions of diarrhea, perspiration, seminal emissions, leukorrhea, etc. So the treatment can be given. We can use salty herbs, we can use sweet herbs, we can use bitter herbs. So these sweet, salty and bitter herbs are correlated to the cold, cool and warm and hot nature, and that is they are given for the treatment. So here after absorption, herb can move into four different directions. If they move upward, they will be treating these disease on the upper respiratory tract, and if they move downward, they will help in treating those the problem elements which are there in the lower extremity of the heart. If they move towards the skin, they will be helping in the treatment of skin related problem. If they move downward, then they will be able to treat the digestive related problems. So this is how, depending upon the pharmacokinetic profile of the drug, we can say that how the drug is going to treat the herbs. So again, in Chinese system of medicine, also we are using many herbs, and to formulate them and do the quality control of the drug, a role of pharmacognosis very important.